Hey, welcome everybody, and welcome to our weekly show. We call it Three Broke Guys Handicapping, where we review one of the top racing cars from around the United States. We will select a four-race sequence from that track and attempt to come to a consensus on a pick four ticket. Thank you for joining us, week number 27 of the racing season, and we are going back to New York. Excuse me. The Triple Crown Series is over, and we're not yet ready for Saratoga yet, but Belmont Park has yet another stakes-filled card for Saturday as part of the Stars and Stripes Festival. The Pick 4 starts in race number 7 and ends in race 10. All stakes in the Pick 4 on Saturday. So my name is Rich Sharp, and each week I'm going to be joined by my friends and racing analysts. I will let you know we are down one broke guy tonight, so I've only got our East Coast handicapper with us. He is from Staten Island, New York. It is not too far from Belmont Park, so Ray Torado, I can't help but wonder, is there any chance of you going to visit Big Sandy for tomorrow's races?
I would love to, but I have a big bowling match tomorrow in South Jersey. But that would have been Plan B. So, but I'll be tuning in the races on my phone and watching. I'll bet beforehand. So it should be a really good, nice day.
Ray, bowling and horses, you are truly a horse player, man.
Yeah,
I'll tell you.
yeah, it's true. Yeah.
I would be remiss if I did not mention our other broke guy, Joe English, is not with us
Yeah.
tonight, but he is normally with us from his home in Temecula, California. Hey, Joe, if you're watching the show,
Joe,
shout out
we
to you,
miss
man.
you, and
All
we'll see
right.
you next week.
Last week was Gulfstream Park in Florida. We did not hit our pick four, so we are 0 for 4 so far in the second half of the year. We're not rolling. But and again, a small consolation. We went 3 out of 4 last week. If you did happen to play my pick four from last week's show, you would have actually hit. So we
Mm.
hit for $350 last week.
Mhm.
Congratulations to you if you actually played that ticket.
Congrats, Rich.
Thank you, Ray. All right, time for a brief weather update from Elmont, New York. The forecast for Saturday calls for partly cloudy skies. There is a stray shower or a thunderstorm as possible. The high is 87 degrees, and the winds are at 10 to 20 miles an hour. There's about a 20% chance of rain. Ironically enough, Ray, that's about what my weather is like here in Murrieta,
Mm.
California.
Yeah. Well, I just want to mention Thursday we had a big storm late at night, and yes, actually Friday they took all the races off the turf. I guess to save the turf because so it might be a little soggy and soft. So it'd probably be good or soft. Probably Saturday, most likely. But
I
yeah,
like
so
it.
Friday they took a race off the turf just to be just to the safe side. That's I think a few races on the turf they took them off. So
All right. Well, for those of you who like
yeah,
our Euro invaders and things like that, just keep that in mind.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Thanks for the update, Ray. All right. There's a total of 11 races, 5 stakes on tap for Saturday. For today, we are focused on the pick 4, beginning in race number 7 and concluding in race number 10. Ray, the gates are locked and loaded. The outriders are clear, and the starter is ready to pop the gate. It's pick 4 post time.
Mm. Open the gates. Let's go.
Approximate post time is 5:13 p.m. Eastern. The pick 4 is guaranteed at $500,000, and I bet you they're going to go well past that. Race number 7, 7 furlongs on the main track. It's the Belmont Sprint Championship Stakes, Grade 2. Purse $350,000 for 3-year-olds and upward. Oh, by the way, the winner earns a guaranteed berth in the 2017 Twin Spires Breeders' Cup Sprint at Del Mar, where the three broke guys are going to see him.
Mm.
7 starters, and your morning line favorite at 5-2 is in post number 7. Unified, trained by Jimmy Jerkins and ridden by Jose Ortiz. I think I've got that wrong. Hang on. It's a big race with a big purse, but unlike so many of the New York races, this one has a fairly brief history, only running for the first time in 2008 as the James Marvin Stakes. It used to run at Saratoga. It moved to Belmont Park in 2014. And Ray, you know what? The All-Star game is around the corner. So tonight you are going to hit lead off all night long. Who
Okay.
do you like in the Belmont Sprint Championship Stakes?
Well, when I looked at this race, I saw a few speed horses and Green Grotto, who's got speed, and he just runs. That's the only way he knows how to go. And Unified, who can sit right behind him. I was torn between Unified number 7 and a horse could be right behind him, probably Mind Your Biscuits number 2. I decided to go with Mind Your Biscuits number 2 on a single. If I do well, I might include both of them, 2 and a 7. But I'm leaning towards Mind Your Biscuits. He's got a little more better class. He did win the Dubai race, $2 million race. carrying 132 pounds. That's pretty impressive. And he won by 3 lengths, and he's won a lot of money this year, and he's probably the best sprinter out there, on the East Coast. And so I mean, I went with him. He's probably the favorite. He's off a layoff, but as we've seen before, that horses come from Dubai and they laid off. Shouldn't really be a factor. I mean, when I started workout, 58 flat breezing at Belmont, I'm like, wow, this horse is ready. So I'm gonna pick him. I like Unified. He's a little, he's had a little, I don't know, short career, 6 races as a 4-year-old, and he's got some talent. But I think Minor Biscuits might get the best of him at 7 furlongs. And so I'm gonna go with Minor Biscuits at a single. There's some good horses here. I mean, if the really speed collapses, because I expect a reasonable pace, because there are only a few speed horses, so they might kind of go slow up front and finish fast. But if there's a hot pace, look for the local horses like Star Walking Dude, and you got Tommy Macho there, could come from he's a good 7 furlong a mile horse, and also Awesome Sloop. So look for those 3 horses if the speed collapses. But I'm gonna go to number 2, Minor Biscuits, and my pick 4. All right, Rich, what you got to say about the Belmont Sprint Championship?
I'm
I'm
not.
surprised Baffert. I'm sorry, I'm surprised Baffert's not here.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
noticed that Bob Baffert didn't send any horses over here
yeah,
today. He kind of gave the East Coast guys their day, apparently.
yeah.
Um, an interesting stat I thought here. This is a sprint championship, so again, win you're in for the belt for the Breeders' Cup Sprint Championship at Belmont Park. Just 6% of 33 races that are raced at 7 furlongs went to wire, so 6% of the time. Um, if you look down there, I did circle the box though. You get 54% of the time that you get the early speed type. So and Unified probably qualifies a little bit more as the latter than the former. I don't
Right.
necessarily see him as a need the lead type. He can stalk and sit, and he doesn't need to just go out there and fly in the way that Green Grotto does. Now, interestingly enough, Green Grotto has in fact held off Unified just recently at the
Mm,
Carter Handicap there at Aqueduct. So don't completely count out Green Grotto, and
mm,
don't count out the chance that his speed nullifies Unified speed or dulls it enough, or they lock up enough that this 6% out of 33, which if I'm not mistaken comes out to 2 out of 33, is enough to go ahead and cancel out. You see, that's where my check mark is. I'll look for the price here, and I'll go ahead and play Jimmy Jerkins and Jose Ortiz. They hit 25% together. The horse, DJ Khalid would love him. All he does is win. He's 4 for 6 lifetime. One of those other times he was second by a nose to Green Grotto, knocked us out of the pick 4 that day. And so he's,
Oh
he's a
yeah,
rather solid horse.
54 to 1. I'm gonna add. Oh yeah, I
You've
know.
all seen me do this before, so I can't toss the favorite here. So mind your
Mm,
biscuits. Yeah, I was correct in my opening there that I was incorrect. I knew the Unified was not the favorite in this race. It's Mind Your Biscuits. Mind Your Biscuits has been the possibly he might even be considered the top sprinter in his division. In the older division at this point in time, and that's interesting because he's an older horse from the East Coast, and I usually think of the California horses. Now you see here, I circled or I put the line under the Breeders' Cup Sprint and the Malibu, which were both
mm,
run at Santa Anita. He ran third behind Dreyfong, who we haven't seen this year, who would be the best sprinter if we had seen him by this point in time. And then he came back and he won the Malibu, which is the opening day grade 1 there. And he beat, if you see there, that's Sharp Azteca, who he took down. And Sharp Azteca was flying that day at Santa Anita, which is a speed biased race course. And Mind Your Biscuits was still able to run him down even at Santa Anita. And here we are at Belmont Park, a little bit more friendly to closers, as again, you only saw 6% going to the speed types. So I'm going to use on my pick here, I've got the 2 and the 7. I actually have the 7 on top, and I believe, if I'm mistaken, that my good friend Ray here has the exact same 2 horses, except that he has the 2 on top.
yep.
So Ray went 2-7, Rich went 7-2, tomato, and
Mm.
we'll just go ahead and move on to the 8th race. I will come back to you. Hold on one second. All right. And once again, we are missing one of our broke guys tonight. Joe English, usually providing us with his formulator stats of the week, is out tonight. As we move along to race number 8, which is the Belmont Oaks Invitational Stakes. It's a mile and a quarter on the inner turf course, a grade one. The purse is $1 million. It's an invitational for Northern Hemisphere and Southern Hemisphere, Australian, New Zealand, and South African fold after August 1st, 2013, and before July 31st, 2014. Filly 3-year-olds only. 12 starters, and your morning line favorite is in post number 12. It's Sister Charlie, trained by, well, they're almost all trained by Chad Brown and ridden by John Velasquez. 5-2 on the Belmont Park morning line. Again, big race. Again, big purse. And once again, win this race and you are in. This time for the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Turf. Book your passes to Del Mar. Ray, who are we most likely to see come out of this race come November? Because, we're going to be there.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be there. This race, sorry, my first instinct was to hit the all button. I said, let me slow it down. This is a real competitive race, especially when you get the favorite at post 12. Who's never run in this country, and you don't have LASIX too. That's a key point. And Chad Brown's got four of them, so he's gonna be running his relay race here. But I decided to land on number 7, Uni, as a part of a long string of horses here that I have. Uh, he's also first time in this country. Chad Brown, LASIX, and that's usually a good sign. They'll be racing in France, going long distance, in the mile and eight. I think the conditions are gonna suit him, especially if it's a little, wet in there in the grass, and he's gonna run well. I ride out. He's picking up the mount. They're good 20% together. He's 2 for 5 lifetime, so the mile this is a mile and a quarter, so this is a race for stamina. Usually the Euros do well in the stamina races. I'm gonna go for some long shots here. Number one, we'll just start from the rail. These aren't preference horses. These are just from the rail out. We go with number one, Coasted, and number two, Bold Recall. I think these two horses are gonna probably want more distance. Probably this is the optimal distance for them, mile and a quarter. They've been closing, and the Wonder against Stakes and Bold Recall been racing against Silkat Sally. For the second to her 3 times, so she could be 5 for 6 if it was that horse. And she's a good horse, and I know Rich, you could test that. And I do like number 5, Key to My Heart, another horse coming from the country, from Ireland, for Ada O'Brien, and he knows his stuff here. He's coming here. He wants that free ride to Santa Anita, so he got the LASIX on there, and he got his local jockey there, Wayne Lorden. So I know nothing about, but he must be good.
Yeah, I had no idea who you brought over with him.
So they come in the same plane. So I'll buy you a drink, you buy for me. One of those things. But they're gonna do well. This horse is 2 for 10, but his 2 races have been at long distance, so mile through 16. So they will they'll fit the course here. I do like also number 8, New Money Honey. We actually handicapped this horse last time, and a few races, and he won very nicely for us. And Castellano, Chad Brown, he went wire to wire. So this horse doesn't really need to lead, but just happened to have a nice easy pace that time, and he just drew off. So this horse is a lot of upside. I like this horse. 7-2 is not bad, but I hope the long shots come in for me. Number 10, 55. He finished second to win the Wander against Stakes to New Money Honey, closing a little bit. The pace is slow, so this horse had a lot to catch up. He ran a good race off the layoff, so I'll give him a shot too. Number 11, we saw this horse in the Oaks. Daddy's Little Darling. I remember this horse. I actually had him, and also Abel Tasman. But I was happy enough to Abel Tasman held him off at 12-1. And first time. This is the second time racing on the turf. The first time ran pretty good in the Florida Oaks for the 6 by 2 1/4, 2.5, and ran a decent race. So don't give him another shot. He probably would like distance. So and then we get the Can't Leave at the 12. Sister Charlie. Just because you don't want the favorite to beat you. And this horse has some talent. You got uh, one back in France, and the conditions will probably suit this horse nice. Also, Johnny V. You know, if it's gonna be wet. So those are my horses, Rich. We got a Keno ticket here on this race because I don't know. This is I'm hoping for a bomb. We got the 7, the 1, the 2, the 5, 8, 10, 11, and 12. You know,
There's
bet
only
the other ones
there's
because
only
I
two
left
of
them
us.
out.
There's only two of us, and I still needed help.
Huh?
Yes,
Yeah,
there's only two of us. I still need help right tracking you.
because
Uh, all right, I'm pretty sure all the horses that I like are in there somewhere. So
oh,
on
okay.
and on this one, for those of you who are watching the screen, things like that, you'll notice that usually the check mark is over here next to the horse's name, but in this
Mm.
case, it's over here because it's next to the trainer's name. So I just bet Chad. I just chose to
That's
bet my
yeah,
boy
four.
Chad Brown in this race. So he actually has. There are 12 horses in this field, so it's a pretty big field. But Chad Brown has taken down 25% of the field. So he's got four of the 12, which
Mm.
includes, as Ray has already covered, a finely bred horse that's coming over from overseas, which is Sister Charlie. Has got a little bit of a layoff since June the 18th, but not long for the kind of horse this is. Coming out of a Grade 1 race where she finished second to a horse named Singa, who, from what I understand, is a very, very talented horse. Had won two in a row going into that race, and has run 3 out of 5 lifetime with one second place horse. Again, Chad Brown, John Velazquez. Not necessarily like a magic combination, but let's face it, this is one of the best turf trainers in the country. This is one of the best riders in the country. You're not going to leave out the best horse. And that's for my check mark. I actually landed, again, really more on Chad Brown than on the horse, but that's the top horse that I would actually have in my pick. The outside post not being such a disadvantage here at Belmont, even though this one happens to say that outside posts have a poor win percentage, it's not Gulfstream for God's sakes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The 10, 55, again, Chad Brown, Jose Ortiz. Out of the four, this one would be ranked number 4. Okay, so just going in that direction. Ray kind of covered well. New Money Honey, we covered this horse once before. Has won 3 of her last 4. Chad Brown, Javier Castellano, this is a magic combination. They win 33% together. And again, she's been nothing but good. 3 wins out of 5 in her lifetime, 1 second place, all on the turf. This is one of Chad Brown's better ones. And then Ray covered, actually, I love the name, among other things. You've got Irad Ortiz, you've got Chad Brown. They're a 29% combination together. This horse is 2 for 5 lifetime. Out of all 4, this is the one that's coming out of the overseas that actually gets that first time Lasix, which Joe and I both love on all these horses. And so Uni, which was one of my favorite cartoon characters when I was a little kid. Maybe short for unicorn, hopefully. The horse comes over from France, again, well-bred, 3-year-old, and Irad Ortiz and Chad Brown is something you could do worse than. So I've got 7, 8, 10, 12, which could just be summed up with the words Chad Brown. Chad Brown's going to be in the winner's circle at the end of this race. And Ray has covered that as well, along with the 1, the 2, the 5, and the 11, if I'm not mistaken. Let me come on back to you. And we will move along to race number 9. Da-da. And again, if you've watched our show in the past, you know that we are normally 3 broke guys. Our friend Joe English has taken a break for this evening, and we miss him dearly. He usually
Yes.
provides us all those really good formulator stats, Ray. He digs into each race. So, all right, here we go. We are on to race number 9, and this is the Suburban Handicap. It's a 1.25 miles on the main track. A Grade 2 purse is $750,000 for 4-year-olds and upward. 6 starters, and your morning line favorite is in post number 6. Shaman Ghost, trained by Jimmy Jerkins and ridden by Javier Castellano, comes in as your 4 to 5 morning line favorite. This is a race with a little bit more historical significance. The Suburban was first run in 1884 and first ran at Belmont Park in 1916. Names the likes of Kelso and Nashua have graced the winner's circle, and last year FNX became only the 3rd horse to win back-to-back editions of this race. Ray, Shaman Ghost looks formidable, but I seem to recall that Keen Ice has taken down bigger. Who do you
Mm.
like in the Suburban Handicap?
Yes, he has. I don't know. Salmon Ghost is tough. I mean, Rich, I don't know. I have to ask you a question. In the Brisnet, have you ever seen a late pace of 145?
I
And
mean,
Shaman Ghost. Are
oh,
you kidding me?
wow. You know
I
what?
mean,
Actually, I'll
what?
have to. We will have to take a
No, no.
picture of this and
It
send it
just
off.
I just happened to see it. Like, what? Wait a minute. Well, that has to be a typo there. Like, what? Yeah, that's amazing.
That's a great point. We'll need to get a photo of that and send that off to the people at Brisbane and ask them if
Oh
that's the.
yeah, that's that's like a, it's a what's secretariat. No, he's
Yeah,
a good
exactly.
horse.
Yeah.
He's a good horse. I mean, he finished second to Arrogant. No shame there. He's won the Santa Anita Handicap. This horse travels too. It goes to Pimlico, Santa Anita, Gulfstream, Churchill, Saratoga, and Belmont. But if you see last year, he finished fifth. So they might try and make amends here. Um, you know, it's a decent field. You got Matt King Cole in the lead. You have Keen Ice on the rail. And, Sunny Ridge and Watershed. But I think Shaman should win. I mean, he's the most likely winner here. He's got the class. He's in good form. He's won two in a row. He's only lost to Gun Runner, Arrogant. You know,
There you go.
his last five races. So those are some good horses. I mean, Arrogant, is probably the best horse we've seen in a long time. So it's just Michael Fowl. But I'm single here. Shaman Ghost. He should win 4-5. Keen Ice, I don't know. He come back from Dubai with a dull race. He's been hasn't won in a while. So I mean, probably last time he won was when he beat Malcolm Fowl. So in the Travers, and that was just he got up there
Frosted.
and
Frosted
right,
helped them out. Tag team.
yeah. So you know, Keen Ice. I mean, I would recommend him. But funny things happen in horse racing, so you can't count anybody out. You know that. So Matt can go out there, steal the race on the front end, and call it a day. So, but I'm gonna go Chevy Ghost. He's the class of the race, and right, Rich, we gotta say about Suburban.
It's mutual here, right? Let's see here. I've got, I couldn't help but notice that Follow Me Krev, who's become one of my favorite horses out here in California, has followed us out to Belmont Park just to make a showing out here.
Hmm.
I'm imagining it's because of the purse money and the ability that a $750,000 race to finish second
Mm-hmm.
is a nice payday. Because as you see here, there's no
Sure.
Baffords in this race, but unfortunately, there's still Shaman Ghost, who he ran, quite a bit far further behind. So he's finished behind Cupid and Collected the last two times. The only reason I'm mentioning him is if you're looking for an exacta play, you might want to think about 5 underneath the 6 because I've got Shaman Ghost on top. There is just so much to like about this horse. Let's start with Jimmy Jerkins, who's just a class act and legacy. The son of a famous trainer. Javier Castellano. So you've got your Eclipse Award winning jockey here, and they hit 40% together. Small sample size, just 2 out of 5. You see my red comment there. This is the third best older horse in the USA, in my opinion. And Ray already nailed it right on top right there. That Arrogant would be number 1 and Gun Runner's number 2. And here you go. You got number 3 would be Shaman Ghost. He's tried at this distance before, and he's won 3 out of 5 at this distance before with 1 second. A mile and a quarter on the dirt can be a little bit tricky, even for an older horse at this point in their lives. They don't normally run this far unless you're at Belmont Park a lot. So Shaman Ghost has just got a lot going for him. I think he could go off at even less than 4-5 tomorrow. So he was my single. I needed some options because in this last race I needed to go a little bit deeper, and so I singled with the 6. I did not. I was not a believer in Keen Eyes, and again, I might not even be a believer in Keen Eyes for the exacta. I was thinking along the lines of Ray of playing maybe like the 2 and the 5 underneath to try and get the exacta there. Ray and I are both on the 6, and there's just no more to be said on that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, there's like this. You want to probably look for exactas too. It's short field. You can really hit a good exacta, and some money on it too.
Get yourself
Get
4 or
some.
5 to 1 on
Sure, sure, absolutely. Yes.
on a short price on the top. So,
Yeah.
all right, here we go, and we are moving on to the finale. This is race number 10. It is the Belmont Derby Invitational Stakes. It's on the inner turf, going a mile and a quarter. Grade 1 purse is $2 million. Again, an invitational for Northern Hemisphere and Southern Hemisphere, Australian, New Zealand, and South African. It's that strange thing of fold after August of 2013 and before July 31st, 2014. It's 3-year-olds only. 11 starters, and your morning line favorite starts from post number 4, Oscar Performance, trained by Brian Lynch and ridden by Jose Ortiz, 3-1 on the Belmont Park morning line. First run in 1929 as the Jamaica Handicap. It was run at the Jamaica Racetrack in Queens, New York. In 1959, it moved to Aqueduct when Jamaica Racetrack closed, and in 2009, it became a Grade 1 event. Finally, in 2014, it moved to Belmont Park, changed its name to the Belmont Derby, and increased the purse money to $1.2 million. Ray, who do you like in the finale?
That's a good payday. So.
That's a nice payday.
Oh yeah, yep. I settled here number 7, Yoshida, for Billy Mott and John Velasquez. And this horse, I tell you, for the only 3 starts that he's had, I'm very impressed. I mean, the book is maiden nicely. Actually, just missed it in the maiden race, first race. Second race, had a little speed there and drew away. Nice win by 4. And then Pimlico and James Murphy, so you find yourself 23 lengths back, 20 lengths back at the first or second call, and you come out and you win written out. You're moving. This horse was flying at a mile. Okay, so you figure he picked up about 25 lengths in about maybe 5/8 of a mile. Somebody, somebody put the engine in there on him.
When you're 20 lengths out and the guy has to put in ridden out in the comments,
Yeah.
you're flying.
Are you kidding me? I did this horse. I mean, I see a lot of upside here. I mean, so I'm gonna single it. I'm not single. I'm saying this is my horse on top, number 7. I'm gonna back it up with a few long shots. Just hopefully I'm alive and I can get a big payday here. I did choose go with number 1 on his Good Samaritan. Finished second a few times. Walk Oscar Performance. And Rosario, I think the longer they go, this horse might like it. Billy Mott also trains, so a mile and a quarter. You have a lot of patience here. You can sit the rail and we'll have a good trip. And yeah, it was a favorite last time, so second. So this horse, they've been banging this horse. This has and the nice run in the British Cup Juvenile Turf. He come flying from pick up 6 lengths down the stretch. So this horse has talent. So 12-1. Jump on it. I do like number 2, Ticonderoga. Yeah. Also,
Ticonderoga.
Ticonderoga. Shame on me. That's a New York town up there. Where Finger Lakes. Okay. Third in the Pinning Ridge. Nice race. Pick up Harry Castellano. It's a Manfredo is a good jockey. So when you can get Castellano, jump on it. And it's horse first off the layoff. So Chad Brown. Going at a distance. So this horse could at 15-1. So I guess I'm looking for some good horses here with some good prices. We got here number 9, Big Score, Flavian Pratt, Tim Yakteen from over there the West Coast. Um, this horse is also running the Penn Mile on American Turf. We actually handicapped that race too. Finished third and second. So seeing in a big race, maybe the longer to go, these horses tend to do better. So at a mile and a quarter, I'll give this horse a chance. 20-1 too. So, and then you get number 6, Ocalo, Mike Smith. This horse actually, we had this horse.
Yeah.
In Churchill, as in on our picks. We didn't hit the pick 4, but we actually had this horse. I think Joe picked this horse, right? 15-1. Yeah.
I think so.
Yes, he did. So credence to Joe. We look to him to go back to back here. Mike Smith, Brad Cox, and another horse. He's a Grade 2 winner. He was in a Triple Crown Trail for a little bit, and then he moved to turf, and he won 2 in a row. So he's going for 3 in a row. So he might have a change of scenery here. He likes the turf, and it's a big race, so Arco could be there too. So that's what I'm gonna go with for now. I'm gonna go with the 7, the 1, the 2, the 9, and the 6, and that's the end of my pick four. And hopefully, you can give me a good price here. All right, Joe. I mean, I'm sorry, Richard.
And if Joe
I'm so
happens to
used
be, and if Joe happens to be watching, that's exactly how much we miss you, buddy.
Yes, we do. Yeah, you're on my mind, Joe.
All right, handing it over to me. All right, we're going a mile and a quarter on the turf. My friend Ray alluded to the weather there in New York that it might be a little bit soggy, and I'm going to knock on wood and hope that I get a little bit of moisture out there, and that the
Yeah.
course comes up what I like to call a little bit European. The Euros like the bog. They like the soft turf under their feet. And quite frankly, with the way I've been spending my weekends lately, I don't know how I could not have picked a horse that's called Call to the Bar. So I do not know who Brant or who Pia Brant is. Maxime Guillaume, though, is one of the jockeys that I do know from overseas, and he is very talented. The horse has got 4 lifetime starts, 2 wins, and 2 seconds. Has been racing at places like Chantilly and St. Cloud, so very solid. Won a Grade 3 and won a 12-horse race that was called the Prix de Contenabel. Uh, I'm taking a shot here with one of the Euros, 5-1 on the morning line. I'm not sure we'll get that depending on what the weather comes up tomorrow. I am backing it up pretty deep in this race, so I went back to another Euro, and this is Aidan O'Brien. And again, I'm like Ray. I'm not sure exactly who Aidan brought to ride, but far be it from me to question him. I'm not sure who Combe O'Donoghue is, but I'm certain he's a very good rider. This horse comes over off of 6 lifetime starts, 2 wins, 2 seconds. Um, raced in. I was looking at this later. You see my question mark there, like that. The last race is at Ascot, going a mile and a half in the King George Stakes. It's an 18-horse race, and it says that it's beaten by Weaker in last race. And I'm trying to remember if that's the King George Stakes that I'm thinking of, or if this is a lesser affair. The horse had come out of the last 3 races before that, were 2 wins and a second. Had gotten beat by a horse that's called Irish Correspondent, who's got some talent that's over there overseas. So again, I'm trying to play my Euros here, so I've really got 5-3 kind of sticking out on top. I'm hoping that the Euros go ahead and take this one down, just giving me a little bit of a price. However, I'm not willing to take a chance on letting a good place like Good Samaritan go by for the reasons that Ray brought up. I like Belmont. I like Joe Rosario here, the combination. I like the way the horse ran at the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf. Just finishing a little bit out of it, and then has been second, a very solid second a couple of times. And if you look, there is, what we like to call trouble. There's stuff in that running line in the American. There's a 10 path written there at Churchill Downs. I didn't even know that there was a 10 path into the first post at Churchill Downs, but that's pretty wide as far as Churchill Downs is concerned. And in the second one, it's 3 wide to the first one and 4 to the second. So it looks like that horse was wide the entire way. I would love to see the trackers for that. And again, able to finish second and behind Oscar Performance and ahead of Ticonderoga. So I think the horse has got talent. I think maybe the inside post might even help here. And if you look at an interesting little twist here, this is a 12-1 shot. You do not see this happen a whole lot. This would be another one that's interesting to see for the people over at Brisnet and things like that. You do not see them with their prime power #1 person coming at 12-1 on the morning line very often. So Good Samaritan has to go into my pick as well. And if I'm looking for a couple of more that I might add down the road, I was also thinking, and I'm looking for it out here, there's a horse that's called White Cliffs of Dover. That's Aidan O'Brien. That's that same jock that Ray alluded to, Wayne Lorden. I wasn't crazy about splitting my O'Briens here. You've heard me talk about that before. The horse finished 15th out of 20 in the last race, which is the Jersey Stakes. And does get first-time Lasix. I'm just a little ambivalent about this one's opportunities, and I believe that would hold it for me. So I was on the 5, the 3, and the 1 as my top picks, and I would not leave out the 4 if I can afford it for anybody there. So Oscar Performance, I would put as an underneath horse. So 5, 3, 1, and we'll go ahead and include the 4 there. I'm going to go ahead and come on back to you.
Yeah, I think I do the same too. Thanks. I'm gonna put a 3, 4, 5 also as insurance because you don't want to get.
Yeah, I like I said, I kind of I
No,
like the way
with the
that
two
those.
singles, I can do it.
And it was good
So
information for me to give me the weather update there. That it feels a little soggy over there. I like the Euro. I like the Euro's chances when you see that. So.
yeah. Mm.
All right. I am going to go ahead and break out our pick four template. I am going to turn it over to Ray here for a moment. I will come back in and give you my pick four thoughts just to round it out so he doesn't feel like he's just the only one that's doing it there. But Ray has submitted his individual pick four for us this week. And the rules, as always, are we have a $36 minimum. Oh, no, I'm sorry. We have a $50 minimum
50, yeah, 50.
on our pick fours. And Ray has one that's on there. Since Joe did not send one in for you, I've got one that's on the table, but I am going to go ahead and see if I can put together the consolidated
Hmm.
three broke guys or two broke guys pick four tickets. So here we go.
All right. My pick four. In the first leg, make it simple. I was gonna single number two, mind your biscuits. Um, the Dubai winner of the Shaheen big race, $2 million. Good horse, could come off the pace. He can actually lay closer pace too. So this horse can have a good run from not too far back, but it depends on the pace of the race too. If it's very fast, he'll come from way back and he'll finish well. 7 furlongs is a good distance for him. I singled him. Um, I went deep in the next leg, as you can see, just because the race seems wide open, and when you do this, you try and pop a long shot, hopefully that you can get. Um, I did like number seven on top, and so I went eight deep in that race with the 7, 1, 2, 5, 8, 10, 11, and 12. Um, just trying to narrow it down for me all, but the other four horses I didn't care for. In the suburban, well, Sharon Ghost, he's gonna be tough to beat. Likely single for a lot of people. With the guarantee, you gotta realize that we've seen this before with the guarantee per pool that you can stick with a good chalk, and they pay out. The pick fours do pay out pretty good. It's not like you don't have a small pool here, so it's 500,000 guaranteed. So it'll pay. I mean, just don't invest too much in it. And then in the last leg, Rich, I'm gonna add three horses, the 3, 4, 5. I like what you said about that, so I'm gonna put that in my pick four. Make a $32 ticket, and we'll ride with that. But I do like number seven on top with Velasquez Yoshida. That would be my likely. If I play another pick four, I would probably go with three singles, the 2, the 6, and the 7 in last leg, and play the same 8 horses in the second leg as another pick four. I would probably do that on my own. Cause I like these horses a lot, so at least I try to have that pick four twice if I'm alive. But I'll spread them out under the fourth leg with the 7, the 1, the 2, the um, the 3, the 4, the 5, and the 6 and the 9. So that'll be my personal pick four ticket. You can make it $32. I'll just add up those three horses because I like what you said about them, so I'm gonna include them.
All right. So let's get
All
the.
right. So good luck, guys, and remember the guaranteed pool. So if you like a horse, play him, and all you gotta do is win. So to move on, and in these multi race wages, and also what I like to do also is to back them up with pick threes too between them, and then you can try and hit both of them.
There you go.
Right?
There you go.
That's how you play it, you know. And doubles too. I forget double. You're rolling doubles too. It's a lot of wagering opportunities, So, but
All right, I will come in here, and normally Joe would actually step in here and give us his
mm,
pick four thoughts. I will step in very quickly and just add on to what Ray has already got there. I'm over on the right-hand side of the screen. If I'm hoping that's coming up for you guys,
mm,
and I've got a little bit of a smaller ticket this week, so I just stayed with the chalk in the first race. So I liked 7 unified a little bit over the 2, but I would not leave either of those shots. But I'm only going to go 2 deep, so you're just going to use the 2 and the 7. In the second race, and I believe here you've actually already got one error for me, so I will go ahead and have to copy and adjust mine. So I will bring in. I think I was trying to be chintzy there. I don't do that anymore. So I've got 4 Chad Browns. If I had them, I'd lay them out as the card deck and things like that. And I'm just not going to go into it. Okay, I'm not going to have to tell you about the 4 Chad Browns again. We already did that earlier in the show. There they are: the 7, the 8, the 10, and the 12. Just find the Chad Brown horses on your racing form or on your program, and just go ahead and bet those. In the third leg, just like Ray, I went Shaman Ghost. I didn't try and be tricky. I'm not going to be cute, and I needed the space down later on in my racing form, in my ticket. So I just took the 6. And in the last leg, you see there, I did start with the €2. So I've got the €2 as the top ones. One of them, as I said, called to the bar, which is what keeps happening to me each weekend lately. To check my Twitter feed. And then I went ahead and I put in our American horses down here. I used the 1, I used the 4, I used Ray's top pick, the 7. I like Yoshida myself, Ray. So I did think he was a very talented horse as well. So I've got 5, 3, 1, 4, 7. I've got 5 times 4 times 2. So my pick is actually a $20 pick. And that's perfect, right into my budget. $32 for Ray, $20 for me. And there you have it.
That bar I saw, that bar has TV. It's got horse racing. It's got wagering opportunities. Perfect bar.
So Ray is talking about. I'll give a little promo to my new favorite spot, which is the Lake Elsinore Casino. I believe
There you
it's
go.
actually the Comfort Inn Casino over there in Lake Elsinore. And I've been telling the guys that it should be like our new clubhouse when Ray comes out here. I've been spending my weekends over there, and he's right. It's very friendly, nice television sets, a nice big bar that goes all the way around. And yes, you can bet all the horse races from around the country. And lately, I do. So. Ray, I am going to go ahead and bring up our pick 4 here. And actually, I went a little crazy with the cheese whiz in the last race. So you let me know if that works out for us. But yeah, that was sent to everyone. And here we go. All right. Can you see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Belmont Park races 7 through 10, and leg 1, we had pretty much a consensus. We were both on 2-7. I think in Ray's pick 4 ticket, he actually split them apart. I like doing that a lot. I really do like giving yourself more options, in particular when you've got a strong opinion, and you've been hearing me preach that lately on the show. So Ray and his pick 4 ticket actually singles the 2, but for the purposes of unity, we'll go ahead and to be unified, we'll go with 2-7. All right. In leg number 2, for those of you who were paying attention during the show, Ray actually fired up the Keno machine during that one, which meant that I had to match up kind of the balls that were coming out of Ray's Keno machine to go ahead and put together our ticket. Theoretically, that's exactly what it is you've got more than me, and so every single one that I match up with you goes in here, which means that since you played all the and if I'm not mistaken, was your top pick in this race the 7?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what made the difference for us. I've got all Chad Browns. You've heard that now 3 times during the show. So I just had 7, 8, 10, 12. Your top pick was the 7, so it's there. And you've also got the 8, the 10, and the 12. And so we've got 7, 8, 10, 12 as far as our group ticket. In leg number 3, Shaman Ghost made it easy on us, so we don't have to go any deeper than that. And in the last leg, I think your top pick is the 7. I think you've got Yoshida as your top pick. My top pick, incidentally, is down there a little bit further. I've got the 5 as my top pick that was in there. We both like the 1, so the 1 was in there no matter what. I think you like the 9. I did not have the 9, but I think the 9 was in there. You did add the 3 or the 4 as far as I was concerned. So I added the 9, and we've got the 3 in there as well. So we've got 7, 1, 9, 5, 4, 3 for a total of a $24 ticket for the 3 boat guys.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. All right. For those of you who are playing, it is 2-7 with 7, 8, 10, 12 with 6 with, let's see, that's 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9. So get us live into that last leg. All right, I'm going to come on back. Ray, have you got any final thoughts? We're going to finish up a little bit early. We're down 1 broke guy. That doesn't surprise me much.
Well, yeah, I mean that this is gonna be the exciting time now. We got Belmont coming up, we got Saratoga coming up, so those 2 will be the cream of the crop. And it's very exciting because actually it's exciting for me because I'll get to have Saratoga in the afternoon, and then Belmont towards the early evening, and you get to watch both cards, and it's a nice day every day. And you know what? every day because every day is a good races that they have there. They run like what 5 6 days a week, so
Hmm.
that's gonna be good. And like Joe says, the racing is better in Saratoga, and the scenery is better in Delmar, so you get both.
Excellent, excellent.
you know.
And what I like about this little period in between, what you get is you get some nice racing at places like Woodbine
Hmm.
Racing. You get
Yeah.
some nice racing at Los Alamitos
Los
Thoroughbred.
Alamitos. Yeah,
So
yeah.
we get some opportunities for some gambling, and you and I are text buddies, so I know we're both gambling quite a bit at both of those places.
Hmm.
So it's a nice experience to be able to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. For those of you watching, if you enjoyed the show, we will be back next week, and hopefully next week we'll be back to Three Broke Guys because that's what Three Broke Guys do. We're going to get together and take a look at another exciting card. Now, I'm not sure which one it's going to be. Maybe if somebody wants to comment on our page, you can go ahead and make this the decision for us. But we've got an opportunity for two. I believe Indiana Grand has their big day of the year, and Delaware Downs also has a big day. So we're debating between those two right now at this
Oh,
point in time. Again, if you've got some thoughts, they're
yeah.
both tasty cards.
That's where Songma's gonna be, right?
I think
I
she is
believe.
at Delaware, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, Ray. That's all the time we've got for
All
tonight.
right.
You know, it's always a pleasure to handicap with you.
Yes, always a pleasure. And we miss Joe. Joe, we look forward next week, to seeing you again. So, you know,
Yep, exactly. For Joe English,
right.
who is not here tonight, for Ray Torado, I'm Rich Sharp. Thank you for watching Three Broke Guys Handicapping. Good luck and good night.
Good night.